Hello everyone who clicked on the BTEC thumbnail, my name's Jezza, and today I'm going to be giving you a bit of information on how to play the Z47 in War Thunder. The Z47 is a German premium added during the Apex Predators update. Because it was added during the Apex Predators update, it was a bit overshadowed by the F16 and the MiG. Those were the big ticket items. This went a bit unnoticed. Not that much information has been made about it. I've seen maybe one or two videos on YouTube, and maybe, I don't know, I don't think the wiki page has even been updated. There's maybe a Reddit thread or two somewhere out there. A lot of people in Reddit have been saying that this vehicle is a bit useless due to its shell, and I strongly disagree. Ignore these useless torpedoes, by the way. Basically, what you want to do when playing this vehicle is you want to use your shells to pepper their top deck. This vehicle does not get a semi-armor piercing round, and as such, what you need to do is you need to go for their guns, you need to go for their smokestacks, you need to go for their battle bridge, you need to go for their torpedo tubes, force them to repair, turn them into a sitting duck, play with your teammates so that they can go for the armor piercing rounds, they can try to go for the ammo racks for the instant kill, they can poke holes in them to make them sink. You are more of a support vehicle. Like in ground with the Marders and certain other vehicles, this is a support ship, or at least it acts as one. It is, if you've played other German ships, it's very similar to the Z32 and Z43. It has a similar top speed of about 70 kilometers an hour, a similar displacement of about 3,700 tons. I believe the others have one of 3,600, 3,550, and it gets 3 turrets, each with two 12.8 centimeter cannons. And as I've already stated, these do not get a semi-armor piercing round. They only get a high explosive frag round and a timed fuse shell. I don't recommend using the timed fuse shell unless you can use it if you want, but I don't use it here. I don't find it all that useful. I do, however, recommend bringing as much ammo as you can, because at this BR with these turrets you will be firing constantly, and you will probably run out of ammo if you do not bring a rather full stack. These guns shoot a shell every 4 seconds, which means you are shooting about 6/4. You're shooting about a shell and a half every second. You will go through that quickly if you are in a match where you are constantly encountering enemies. And as you can see I'm doing here is I am aiming slightly high, trying to hit their top deck, trying to hit their crew, trying to pepper their vehicles, and I've brought my squad mates with me. They're focusing lower down, trying to hit their hull, trying to hit their ammo rack, whilst I am going for their damage dealing utilities for their armament. I'm going for their cannons. I am going for their crew. What you want to do is, especially if you're in a squad, coordinate with your guys. If you're shooting their front turrets first to try and take them out, you can then instruct them to take out their front turret's ammo rack, because if they do so, what will happen is you will, if they miss, they go slightly high, their shells will hit the top deck, they'll explode there, take out any crew who might be repairing. If you've taken out absolutely all of the turrets, absolutely all of the torpedoes, all of the smokestacks, you can readjust, go to the first things you destroyed, shoot them again. The odds are that that ship has panicked and done the unthinkable and decided to repair in thinking that he can get his repair off before you can shoot him again. He is utterly wrong. That is this vehicle's absolute advantage. Its fire rate can turn an enemy ship into sitting duck in moments. You do not even have to try, really. You can just pepper them constantly, fire as many shells as you can, as fast as you can, and you will definitely do some damage. This ship also does get 12 torpedoes, as you saw earlier. I wasted 8 of those like an idiot, but oh well. These are the standard German torpedoes that the other Z43 and the Z32 get. These are the G7As, I believe, and they are relatively good. They've got a maximum speed of about 56 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fast. They have a maximum distance of about 14 kilometers and sit at 1 meter below the water. They have an arming distance of about 50 meters, which is something to keep in mind in case you manage to get that close to an enemy. And they have about 208 kilograms of explosive mass. You'll probably need 1 or 2 of them to kill unless you hit an ammo rack directly, but that's not very important. The Z47 itself gets a modifier of about 1,200% with premium. I'm unsure exactly what it gets without premium since I'm a premium player, but it still is a very high reward rate even without premium. And your focus really is to do as much damage as you can. Not so much to kill, but to really weaken enemy targets. Anything you spot, light them up. As you can see in this match, I'm now heading towards A after we've sort of gone a bit too far out. We're essentially spawn camping now. I didn't mean to do that. So we're turning around, trying to go capture the points, contribute before we lose. And this is really how you play the vehicle. You go in, you try to kill whoever you can, you stick with your teammates so that you're well protected, and you absolutely obliterate any enemies that you see by taking out their armament. If you take out their armament, they will not be able to hurt you. They will be sitting ducks. They will be free kills for your teammates, and that is how you win. And you can see here I'm readjusting. I'm about to take out this enemy. I'm aiming slightly high. I reckon he'll be, yep, I shoot slightly above where he's going to be, hoping that that will be a hit. I hit a bit too far forward this time, but oh well, what can you do? And now I'm aiming slightly lower down because we're relatively close range and he's coming towards me. I'm still actually shooting these shells a bit too high, so you can see I readjust, aim higher up. He's already lost 38% of his crew at this point. I'm not really doing all that much, but I am absolutely obliterating his top deck. And a kill assist. That guy was already weak, so I didn't do all that much, but here comes the next. And what you do is, again, that was just a test shot, but what can you do? Again, very fast fire rate. I've taken a few hits, but that's not too important for this match. And you absolutely need to go for the top deck. There is no way that you will reliably pen the hull. It's not even certain on certain patrol vehicles. I recommend focusing the top deck in absolutely all cases, especially if you get up tiered, because if you get up tiered, some ships will have armor, and if they do have armor, you will have there's no point in even trying to kill them with your HE from below. You won't be able to penetrate to begin with. And as you can see here, I am volleying shots all over their top deck, doing as much damage as possible. The best plan of attack is to normally stick with your crew. If you can't, if you spawn in the wrong place, I recommend following them. Don't go out by yourself. You're a relatively weak ship, you're relatively unarmored, and you will have a hard time killing most things. You definitely can kill a guy in one-on-one, but if you end up seeing 2 ships at once, you will have a hard time killing both of them before they end up killing you. In terms of other premium ships which are like this, there aren't really that many in my opinion. I recommend this vehicle over other premiums because it's quite fun. The reason I got this was because I had a bit of SL left over post Christmas sale. I apologize for not getting this video out sooner. I was busy with family stuff. If I had been able to, I would have. It would have allowed for a much more. It would have allowed you to get it during the sale. And whatever, you know, you just can always get it next one. It will probably be cheaper because it will be an older vehicle, then it might go for a discount. And what you do is, yeah, you just can pick it up for less. At the end of this battle, you'll see I made a ton of SL. I made like 100,000 from this match, and this match lasted about 17 minutes. Right now you're seeing the whole match, apart from a couple seconds which I clipped out when I had to go into my my overlay to go and to clip the video to ensure that I had enough time on the footage left, and it's really not all that interesting. The way you want to play this as well is you want to avoid damage as much as possible. If you get into a position where you can try and terrain peek, I recommend you do that. However, because like the Z43 and the Z32, this vehicle has the majority of its armament on the rear of its ship. meaning that if you go for a terrain peak, you have the minority of your guns shooting at the enemy. I recommend you don't try to rectify this by shooting with the rear, because if you do so, you then put your propeller at risk and you become a sitting duck. If they take out both your... because the thing is, there's not much displacement between your... between the waterline and your rear turrets, meaning that it's probably a one hit for your propeller and rear turrets in this vehicle. As such, you become a sitting duck if those get taken out. Not much you can do after that. As you can see what I'm doing here, again, same story, aiming for the top deck, aiming slightly above them. Obviously this guy's decided to come directly towards me, but I'm at higher risk of getting hit on the top deck. I basically don't really have to aim this all that much. Ignore that shot. And yeah, pepper them. Absolutely. See, all of the main turrets destroyed in one hit. These shells are really good because they're fast firing and you've got a lot of them compared to other things at this BR like the Z43 that only gets 5 turrets. They aren't firing as fast as this one. The Z32 again, it gets 3 turrets I believe. However, these are much larger turrets on the Z32. However, they are not all that fast firing, meaning that you are dealing a lot of damage quickly. This is a really good vehicle as well for researching other vehicles further up the German tech tree for naval. I got this because I wanted to get a good naval in case I had something to do with the battle pass, a challenge, one of them sneaky naval challenges that are always a pain in the ass. And it's served me quite well. I believe I've researched another 2 vehicles. I think I'm like halfway through the Nuremberg. I've already researched a Leipzig entirely, only playing this about maybe 15 matches tops. I've also been playing the Z43, Z32, and the Elbing, as much as I can, trying to get vehicle modification for those. Again, another enemy here, shooting the top deck. Boom, smoke funnel, that's him on fire. Another hit. I've sort of peppered them twice in the same place here, but oh well, what can you do? A lot of what I've done this game as well is you feel free to actually go and target enemy air with your guns. You know, alt free, go aim at them. You will probably hit them. There's a lot of cannon power behind those anti-air guns. I think you've got. Let me check really quickly. Yeah, I think you've got 2 sets of 2 and then another 2 sets of 4, so that brings you to a total of 4 plus 8, 12 anti-air guns firing at once. You've also got the 36 mils. I don't recommend using them for air, but you can if you want to. They're pretty powerful. You just keep, you know, I think we're about to see it here in a moment. I hit alt free into the air view, into the aircraft gunner view, and I kill an enemy airplane. And right now we're about to go back towards A because it's probably about to be capped, but there's not that much interesting left to say about this video. I think I get 1 or more kills. I kill a couple air targets. Oh, there we go. That's the air thing happening here. Oh wait, yeah, that's the float plane. It's not all that interesting. I'm surprised to see a float plane at this BR, but what can you do? I reckon it's not from a vehicle though. It's probably, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done that much naval to know exactly what vehicle gets what, or if a float plane always has to spawn with a thing. Anywho, yeah. This is definitely a 2-buy vehicle, the Z47. Huge amount of SL, very big earner, and a very powerful vehicle for researching the middle of the German tech tree. You can use it to research the rank 2 vehicles, the rank 3 vehicles. That way you can get good things to play in your battle pass challenges if need be. You can also play you can research everything up to the Emden and the Colne, and it will still be very powerful. I think that BR 4.7 for naval is an interesting one. It's right before where armor starts, and it's very interesting because, you know, not that many things have very high penetrating rounds thus far, so you're sort of at a sweet spot. If you get down tiered, if you get up tiered, you're still going to be able to do quite a bit of damage in this because of, you know, the strategy I've discussed where you pepper the enemy's top deck, taking out all of their turrets, leaving them as sitting ducks for your teammates. And Other than that, there's not all that much interesting left to say. Here you can see that I am turning back towards A because an enemy has spawned, or the float plane has decapped it annoyingly, and there's not much to say about this battle. It's about to end. I do believe we win this battle, actually. Yeah, I do believe we win this battle. Yeah. Anyway, if you're interested in this vehicle, I believe it costs 1,750 golden eagles to buy, something like that, 1,650. It's around that ballpark. I bought it using the golden eagles I had left after buying the XP50 and the JU288C. If you're interested, I can make a video on those as well. They're rather fun to play, but, you know, videos for those vehicles are very common to begin with. And as you're about to see, I'm going to be blind as hell, not notice the torpedo that's right in front of me and get absolutely blown to shreds. But what can you do? And that will probably be about the end of the match. There isn't all that much to say. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Come on, notice it. Nah. Oh well. Yeah, definitely play this vehicle with teammates. It's great fun. I find Naval to be a lot more fun with teammates. A lot of people, you know, dog on Naval, say, oh, I didn't know War Thunder had Naval. War Thunder Naval sucks, this and that. But it's a very good game to play with friends. It's a very fun mode. It's a very cooperative mode. As you can see here, 105,000 SL, of which I spent about 170 repairing, and I believe the Z47 gets a repair cost of 4,000 of 1,400 SL. So keep that in mind if you're going to use it. Thank you for watching, and if you want to play with us, BR1, it will be in the description. And otherwise, thank you and goodbye.